Good day, metric, wherever you might be. It's Mnandi.com once more, coming to discuss the topics for the second term of your metric journey. Okay, right. In the first place, please remember to like my videos and as well to share the videos, yeah, so that we can grow this group. Otherwise, thanks so much for the support that you've always shown. Remember, the main thing is that we all become mnandis when mnandis, okay, in our own different ways. Okay, right. Now, without wasting much of our time, allow me to introduce the topic, which is the first topic of term 2 CAPS document, according to the syllabus that we are following. Right, and this topic that we'll be looking at here is genetics. In fact, the books or in the examination guide, and they talk about genetics and the inheritance and the inheritance and inheritance. Right, so this is the topic that we'll be discussing today. Right, now I wish to indicate, however, that the topic of genetics is very abstract. It's a very abstract concept because it involves most of the things that we don't see. Things that we talk about mainly are things that are not visible. So, Gulkuni at times for one student to be able to understand. However, the good news is that the theory of or the concept of genetics, it builds on what was done in term 1. Very, very important. And remember what we did in term 1? We looked at the DNA, which was the first topic. Then we also did the protein synthesis, which was also under the umbrella DNA code of life. We did also meiosis, if you can remember very well. And our final topic we did in term 1, which was reproductive or reproduction under sexual reproduction, particularly focusing in humans. Okay, so therefore I felt it's very important to mention this, because without mentioning these concept, it's very difficult for you to be able to link. So remember, in life sciences, there is no topic that actually goes on its own. All topics are twinned or are knit together so that we understand them as a whole, right? So that is the introduction. So the question that we have to answer here today is, what is genetics? What is genetics? Well, this term genetics, it simply refers to the study of heredity. So genetics is the study of heredity. The study of heredity. Okay. Now, one would be wondering this time around to say, what is heredity? Oh, right. Simple. The concept or the term heredity, it simply means the passing of characteristics from the parent to the offsprings. So the term heredity simply means is passing of characteristics, sometimes we call them traits, from parents to offsprings or to young ones. So that is what we call heredity. So heredity is the passing of characteristics or traits from parents to offsprings. Very, very important. Now, before we go further to discuss this concept, which is very broad, I feel it is very important that we get to understand uh, the language that will be used throughout this whole topic. It's a lengthy topic, so therefore I feel it's very important that we first understand the language that is used when we're talking about this concept genetics. And this includes the following. So here in terms, I'm talking about the concepts, key concepts when we're talking about the theory or the concept of or the topic genetics. One, so we need to understand the term genes. Genes, as you can see from the name of the topic itself says genetic gene. It means here we're going to be talking more of the genes. So this is very important. Number two, we ought to understand also the meaning of the term alleles. The meaning of the term alleles, right? Then we also need to just a moment, also need to understand other concept as well. There are other concept which includes the following. Three, we can talk about the term locus. The term locus. Number four, we're talking about the genotype. Genotype. So, like you remember, I talked about genetic, genotype. Then we have also what we call the phenotype. Trust me, if you can understand the meaning of these terms, then it becomes very, very easy for you to be able to follow up all the concepts that we'll be discussing, which are associated with the topic genetics and inheritance. Number six. So, under number six, there we also talk about the term dominant. Remember, I talked about the term alleles. Now, these alleles can be viewed in terms of dominant alleles. Some alleles are treated as dominant alleles, or some of them also being treated as the recessive alleles. So we're going to discuss all these in details. Recessive alleles. Number 8, we can talk about the other term that we talk about, heterozygous. Heterozygous. Number 9, you can talk about homozygous. I'm sure when you see the word homo, it becomes very easy because some of these terms we did actually some relatedness of these terms. You can recall